welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Catherine and I make videos all about sustainability and wellness. If that sounds like it's up your street, then make sure you press the subscribe button below and tick the bell if you want to know every single time I post a new video. So today's video is a fun one, as you can tell by the title. I was doing some research on some videos I could do now I've turned 25, and apparently turning 25 on YouTube means you are woke. So I'm going to do a video all about the 25 things I've learned in my 25 years of life. And if you hear the dogs or see them, you just wink at me. Okay, so dating. We all know that I love a little fact, so I'm going to start this section off with one. Did you know this? There are 7.55 billion people in the world. If there are that many people living in the world, why let one treat you like trash? Put them in the bin. The second thing I've learned about dating is you cannot change a person, so do not wait for it to happen. Just move on. And 3, and this is also like self-love, but it's dating related, and that is to only accept the kind of love that you are giving. If you're a super caring and compassionate person, why are you allowing someone that doesn't treat you nicely to be in your life? It's a learning curve that we all go through, but let's try and avoid it if we can. And I think that point leads us nicely onto our next section, which is all about loving yourself. I thought we'd change location to make this video a little bit more interesting. So number 1 is to only wear makeup if it is a form of self-care. So you know exactly what I'm saying here. As you're growing up, you're under the impression that you should be wearing makeup all the time, that you need to look prettier, your lashes need to be longer, but over time I've learned, actually, am I wearing makeup because I feel like I have to? When I am wearing it because I feel like I have to, I don't really enjoy it. It's not a luxury anymore. It just feels like I'm forcing myself to do it. So if you can start to practice just wearing makeup when you want to and make it part of like a pampering routine and something that you enjoy and is fun, then it's the perfect reason to use it. But otherwise, don't do it to yourself. You are beautiful the way you are. Number 2. This one's a little bit controversial, so bear with. But my second tip for loving yourself is male attraction is not an achievement or a goal. Ever. That's all I'm gonna say. Number 3, you are good enough. You're gonna go through your life feeling quite a bit of the time that you need to improve, you need to be, I don't know, thinner, prettier, more smart. No, work on those things for a goal, but don't bring yourself down because you don't have those things. You are good enough as you are. Number 4, now not everyone will agree with me on this one, but it's part of my reckless behaviour, but I'm going with it anyway, and that is society. Go with your gut instead. Unless it's like, I don't know, murdering or committing crime, don't commit a crime. Don't do it because everyone else is. Go on your own path. Next. So the next one is a recommendation of something that really helped me when I was younger, and it's listen to Jen Sincero's audiobook or read her book, and it's called You Are a Badass, and it is the best book. It made me a lot more fearless, it gave me a lot to believe in, and it really helped me. The final one on loving yourself is family. Family is the most important thing you can have, so try to spend as much time with them as you can. If you're unfortunate and you don't have family, then find family and friends, but really dedicate your time to them, because actually spending all of your energy on work or isolating yourself can feel productive, but actually what it stems down to at the end of the day, when you're on your deathbed, you're going to be thinking about the people that you loved, so spend time with them. And that got morbid quite quickly, so let's move on to the next section, which is, ready? Which is kicking ass. Number 1 is to always remember that every single person you meet is on a completely different path to you. So try your best not to compare your own life to others, because they haven't lived the life you've lived so far, and they're not going to live the life you live in the future. So just do you, boo. Number 2, the strongest power that you have is that no one else is like you. No one else can be as funny as you. No one else has your personality, has your stories to tell. Don't try and be like anyone else, because you're not anyone else. You are you. Number 3, I don't know if this is relatable or if this is just something that I've had to learn over time. Forget about anything embarrassing you have ever done. Laying in bed awake at 3 a.m. thinking about that one embarrassing thing you did at university or at primary school or something like that. Everyone else has forgotten about it, so it's time you forget about it too. One of the biggest things I've learned so far is that actually, in reality, nobody cares about you. That sounds really sad, but it's kind of true. Everyone's really self-absorbed in real life, and to be honest, no one's going to remember your most embarrassing moments. You're the only person that's going to think about it. So try your best to forgive yourself for those things that you did back when you were 7. Get your booty in that gym, because do you know what I've learned? Anyone can be a gym person, and I will fight every single person on this one. If I can get addicted to it, so can you. Because I hate exercise so much. Number 5, this is actually kind of self-love, but it's also going to help you kick ass because you do it first thing in the morning. Tell yourself that you are beautiful when you look in the mirror. It sounds so crazy. You are going to get more beautiful every single day that you do it. So even though you feel silly at first, just be like, hi beautiful. And over time, your confidence is just gonna grow, because do you know why? We're using manifestation to think ourselves sexy. Number 6 is something that I always remember in the back of my head. When people talk badly about you, it's because they're not content in their own lives. People that have bad things to say about other people are probably sad inside. And just always remember that, because when you're happy and bubbly, the last thing you want to do is have a negative conversation about someone. At least that's how I feel. So if someone says something bad about me, then I'm like, they must be having a real hard time because they're trying to bring me down with them. Oh well. Hi! Guys, what a week. So I sat and edited my whole video and then exported it and realised that the footage that I had was awful. So here we are, a week into quarantine, and I thought that I would just refilm it. I feel like I wanted to get some fresh air, so I'm on the roof. So if it's noisy or if my hair looks crazy, sorry, but I needed to just get outside. Okay, so let's carry on with the video. So the next section that I wanted to talk about was the planet, because it wouldn't be a video made by me if we didn't speak about the environment. So the first one is that environmental change most of the time is down to the government. Because of the way that policies are set and the way that businesses can operate, it is down to them. But I don't want it to ever feel like we are helpless in a situation because of that. There's always things that we can do. So any major change that's happened, most of the time they've been brought forward or it's been brought to the attention of the government by people demanding change. Try not to give up, because citizens have so much power in this situation. Even if you just think about it from a capitalist society point of view, a lot of our system works on supply and demand. So if you are making little changes that are going to help the environment, then you're doing everything that you can, and hopefully over time businesses will start to realise that actually we want change. The second thing is the well-being of the planet is way more important than your clothing or the way you look, because we won't have any parties to go to if we don't have somewhere to live. Okay, so I decided to come inside for this last section because it's actually freezing out there. The last section that I wanted to talk about today was all about food and body. The first one is that eating vegan will enhance your life in more ways than you could ever imagine. This goes way beyond just health benefits. This goes into meeting people that are like-minded, being welcomed into a new community, and living in a way that makes you think of how you can stop harming others all the time. time is going to put you in such a lovely mindset. Another part of veganism is that it's going to help build your character development so well, because you're going to learn a whole new kind of compassion in terms of meeting other people with opposing opinions to you, and how you navigate those relationships, how you can lead by example instead of forcing your opinion on others. And actually slowly you'll see the people around you that aren't vegan start to make these transitions. The next one is that 8 hours of sleep is a non-negotiable. Don't party so much and get 8 hours of sleep, because if you want to live forever, you need your beauty sleep, so just go to bed. The third lesson that I've learned is that yoga is a great way to move your body, especially in times where you really don't want to. So for example, in the winter when you don't want to go outside, it's cold, it's dark, and maybe you are starting to experience some of that seasonal depression. But once you start doing it, you're going to get into this really lovely flow. And actually the best thing about it is you're going to practice mindfulness at the same time, because it's got quite a meditative state while you're doing yoga. So the first couple times you do it, you might not enjoy it, but keep at it, because you're going to find it really beneficial down the line, especially on those days where you don't want to get out of bed. Okay, so I've got two heavy hitting vegan ones now, so buckle up. But the first one is all about dairy. The way I've come to understand dairy is in terms of a mother and a baby. So if you took away a baby from a mother, obviously that mother's going to be completely traumatized, heartbroken, and the baby's going to be lost, confused, scared, and hungry. So if you are taking a baby cow away from a mummy cow, this is almost like a form of torture, because that milk was intended for her baby calf. The baby's confused, doesn't get to properly bond with its mum, and the mum is just so heartbroken because she's fully aware of what is going on around her. So every time we choose to drink dairy instead of a non-dairy alternative, we are encouraging that behaviour and actually taking more babies away from the mummy cows, which is really sad. I'll make this one as quick as I can because it's not a very nice topic, but many animals aren't stunned properly before they are slaughtered, because a lot of the times animals are trying to escape, so sometimes they don't get stunned properly before they are killed. So either they'll have to be stunned multiple times, which is traumatic and painful for the animal, or they won't be stunned properly and then they'll be killed anyway. So they're completely conscious of what is going on around them. I'll put all of the really useful and powerful links below that can help you learn more about this if you do just want to become more aware of the way that things happen. I know it's not very nice, but I had to mention it because this was such a groundbreaking lesson that I learned. It's brought me onto this really lovely path and has brought me to where I am today. So sometimes the hardest lessons we go through are the most valuable for us. Okay, and the last one, which really shocked me to be honest, but I'm so glad that I figured it out. And it is that eating vegan is one of the cheapest diets that you can do. So I turned vegan when I was in my final year of university, and trust me, I was broke. If you're buying whole foods, so you're bulk buying pasta, rice, all of your carbs, and then you're just going and buying your fruit and veg from like a supermarket, then it's so dirt cheap. Especially dairy's expensive, but it's so cheap. And then in terms of protein, if you don't have the money to get like our fake meat substitutes, then you can just buy like cans of beans, chickpeas, lentils. They're like 50p for a can, which is 2 servings, or 1 if you're me. There's no excuse really. It's super, super cheap if you do it in the right way. And that's a really valuable lesson to learn. Okay, so that concludes my video for today. I hope that you enjoyed my 25 things that I learned at 25. Let me know what some of your huge life lessons have been. Put them in the comment below so I can have a read. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe and tick the bell if you want to be notified every single time I post. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up because it helps people find my videos. I hope that you have a lovely week and stay safe and look after each other. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.